Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to install that right there. A mag lock for this door being controlled by motion sensor. Press the exit button as well as a pin code switch on the outside. You can see my wiring here, not fully done yet, but there's our power supply. Alright, in this particular case, because we don't have any room above the door frame or below the door frame to run our wiring, we have to run it right inside of the door frame itself. So you start by drilling a small hole, then you get your step down drill bit and drill out the hole big enough for you to fit your wires through. And then you take a fish tape, and I did the same thing here. I drilled a hole and made a bigger hole with a step down bit. Same thing here. So once you do that, you want to make sure you run all your wires that you're going to need for each component to the relative spot, to the hole that you drilled out. So in this case, it's positive and negative, plus the common and normally closed. Here it's the positive and negative, plus the device wire, and positive and negative on the mag lock, and then everything runs down to the power supply. Alright, so I drew a quick diagram of how to wire this thing up, and I tried to make it as simple as possible. And I'll just go through it with you real quick. First thing, you're going to take your power supply, and you want to take the positive and negative of each component and wire it up to the power supply. So that means all your red wires from every component to the red on the power supply, all your black wires from the every component to the negative on the power supply. And in this case, we're using a adjustable power supply that goes from 0 to 24 volts. You want it to be close to the 24 volts because anything less than that won't power the on switch or the device out on the motion sensor, which means you'll get no power at the mag lock. Alright, so after you take the positive of each component and wire it to the positive of the power supply, and the negative of each component and wire it to the negative side, you'll have power at everything. But now you're going to want to wire everything in series. Now, in most cases, series would be like positive to negative, negative to positive, positive to negative, negative to positive. But in this case, we're going to run a series circuit using the common terminal, which is kind of like the positive, and then the normally closed side, which is kind of like the negative on each component, or at least these two components, the press the exit button and the card reader, So after you power up your motion sensor, and you're going to need to run a small jumper wire from the positive on the motion sensor to the inside the same motion sensor. That just jumps the power over to be able to power this device out based on what the eye is doing. So anyways, you want to take that jumper wire, put it into the inside of the motion sensor. Then you want to run a wire from the device out to the common side on the press to exit button. Then you take your normally closed on your press to exit button and run it to the common on your card reader. Then you take the normally closed on your card reader and run it to the positive side on your mag lock. And then you run the negative wire of your mag lock back to the negative terminal of the positive or the power supply. It's that simple, guys. I mean, don't make it hard. The device out to the common on the press to exit. Normally closed on the press to exit to the common on the card reader. Normally closed on the card reader to the positive on the mag lock, and the negative on the mag lock to back to the negative on the power supply, which gives you that series circuit. And see what we got in the notes here. Oh yeah, so we said all that. All right, there it is, guys. Any questions? Hit me up. All right, guys, I hope this helps you save a little time and a little money. I know it did with our association. The door guy wanted to charge us about $3,600 to install this mag lock. So I hope this helps you guys.